I am Deborah Ann Matthews, and my channel is called Lose Weight With Me. On Thursdays, we usually have special guest Michelle Petties, but today is Wednesday, and we have her. So look for us any day of the week. Now, it's summertime. We out here having a hot girl summer. I hope that means something nice and decent and sweet. And we're just going to enjoy the fruits of our mind over our meals. Now, I first met Michelle last January. Honey, I don't know what that lady with that afro talking about. Her class was during my nap time. So half the time I'm asleep listening to her talk about that noise. And I started listening. And one day she said that it's not your fault. She said that we've been talked to from the media, encouraged to eat for any reason other than we're hungry. She said that, and then she said this. She said people like us, we really care a lot. We take things to heart. So in essence, what I got from that is that's why I tell y'all we got to put our big girl panties on, and it's gonna be okay. And then she reminded me of something that we've heard before. Most times, the people who've offended you don't even remember that they did it, and we're holding that. And so I welcome you to come on in here and let's learn. Michelle's going to continue. Since I had lost 33 pounds.
Deborah Ann? Deborah Ann? I don't know if we are we still live? I don't know if she's still live and I'm not live. So
We're still live. We're
oh,
still live. Whenever that happens, that means the phone rings. So I have to wait until the person hangs up. So anytime I black out, it always means that I'm there. It's just that
okay,
you have to hit, you have to
okay,
wait until the phone finishes and then
okay,
you'll see me. So you know how that
okay.
works.
I
Okay,
see. So
so,
Steph said she'll be back. Thank
okay,
you, Steph.
excellent. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. So, like I was saying, I had lost 33 pounds the year before. And honestly, for about 6 months, I was more focused on what I wasn't doing right versus what I was doing right. And after I had lost 50 pounds, and then I went, well, 50 plus 33 equals 80. It was like 84. And then minus 15, and I had lost over 100 pounds. And so part of what she taught us is to let's focus our mind, let's calm down, go like her grandmother said, get your mind right. We have to get our mind right. And so I am definitely a product in my weight loss success of support in all different ways. So we are so gracious that Michelle does not mind coming on here to keep imparting knowledge with to us for those of us who are less than 100, 100, 200, 300, 400 pounds overweight. There is so much that we've done right and so much that we can continue to do right. You're just not thinking of it like that. So we are getting ready to introduce. She's the author of a book called Living Large. She's an international spokesperson. She is a producer and she's a highfalutin radio professional as well. So we welcome her. We welcome her. We welcome her. And we thank you, Michelle. So take it away. Teach us, sister. Teach
Wait a minute.
us.
I'm still on that word. Highfalutin. I'm highfalutin.
Yes, ma'am. You highfalutin, girl. You ain't know. You
Uh, I guess now I know.
ain't know. Now
Now
you
I
know.
know. So
Highfalutin, girl.
so it's been a while. It seems like it's been way too long since we connected.
It
So I am
has.
glad to be back on a Wednesday night. Whatever night, whatever time it
That's
is
it.
that we're able to connect and share and support one another along this road. I am like so happy to be here. But of all the stuff that you said, Deborah, and the thing that resonates with me, it really resonates with me, and I hope it resonates with people that are watching, is that you really leaned into and are leaning into as part of your success? The mental work, the belief system work, the change in your brain, the change in your thinking, and really just so clear about that is that I don't think that I can really say it enough to any of us as it speaks to what you just talked about, the sensitivity that we feel, right? Because the reality is, before we gained any extra pound of anything on our bodies, before we gained it in our hips, our thighs, our stomach, our waist, our arms, wherever we gained it, before we gained it there, we gained it in our head first. We gained it in our thoughts. We gained it in our emotions. We gained it in our beliefs. And if we gained it there first, in order for us to shed it from our bodies, we have to shed it from our minds. We have to shed it from our thoughts. And the way that we shed them, these disempowering thoughts and these disempowering beliefs, the way that we shed them is that we replace them with new ones. We replace that old information, that false information, that false programming with new programming that serves us, that allows us to honor ourselves, honor our bodies, honor our thoughts, honor our emotions. So
Yes.
when we are on a journey of doing that work, then when we get our minds right, I keep saying that, not original. Um, when we get our minds right, our bodies have to follow. So
That's right.
when we start switching gears to start focusing on what am I thinking right now? What am I feeling right now? Where did that thought come from? Is that thought the truth? Can I think something else? What can I, right? How would it feel for me to think differently? What would that feel like? What would that look like? What do I have to say to myself to have a different thought about this situation? What do I need to hear from somebody else? When we start going into those crevices, going into those places, into those spaces, then we start to rewire our thinking and our brain. And when we do that, then our bodies change and our lives change. Now, I'll give you like a prime example of what I'm talking about. I just I just put up a short video on my YouTube channel, and it is me holding a martini glass with something red in it, and I say something along the lines of, "You might think this is a martini or a martini glass. But when I look at it, I see $600,000. And the reason I was seeing $600,000 is because I thought about the number of years that I spent going to happy hour after work and how many martinis I drank. And on the low side, if I was drinking four martinis a week at $15 a martini, that's
Mm,
$60 a martini. $60 a week. $60 a week in martinis. I did
mm,
that for 35 years. At least 35 years. So $60 a
mm,
week for 35 years. That is $105,200.
mm.
$105,200 spent drinking martinis.
Yes.
Something that ain't even good for me in the first place. But
Mm.
I took it another step and said, if I took that money and had I invested that money at
Yes.
at 8%, just like a low 8% return over the past
Yes.
35 years, Deborah Ann, that is $600,000.
Whoo. Yes. Yes.
$100,000. And that makes you start thinking about things differently. And here's the other thing I did. I took those same 250 calories that's in a glass of martini, 250 calories per glass per martini, and I'm drinking four, at least 4 a week, that's 1,000 calories. That's a
Mm.
that's 1,000 calories a week. In a month, you gained a pound. I think you just gain a pound just drinking more martinis.
Oh
Then
yeah.
I then I took that number, that 250 calories a glass, times 4 glasses a week, times 52 weeks a year, times 35 years. That equaled to 1.8 million calories.
Whew. Yes.
One, and we all know that a calorie is 3,500 equals 3,500 um, energy units. Let me put the
Hmm.
light back on. And you take that 3,500 divided into 1.8. That'll tell you how many pounds those four martinis a week for 35 years represented.
Hmm.
And all that is changing the way I think about the martini. See, in when I before I was brand new, it was something to drink, to go out with friends with, right? To socialize, have fun. And I'm not saying that you can't do that, but I'm
Yeah.
saying when you start replacing the thoughts about what that martini really is, or its potential, or what it could be,
Hmm.
then your mind changes. And
Very much so.
when I look at a martini, or when you look at a martini from now on, anybody that's watching this, that picture can come to your head. Is this drink
Yeah.
worth the cost? Is it
Yes.
that it's costing me what I could be investing for my future? That it's costing me what I making a better choice for my body.
Yes.
When we start to look at things and see something different and believe something different about the thing, then we can start making a shift.
Yes. I went to my first business mixer, well, my second one, as since I've gotten my life back and gone back to work, and they had real lemon, real blueberry muffins. And I said, I'll take one with a half a cup of coffee. And because I'm a part of a community that says, be aware of what you're eating, be aware of why you're eating, and be aware of when you're eating. And when I tell you, that muffin was not sweet, it was pure. It was made of real ingredients. It didn't make me crave extra food or extra, oh, you only ate. I was able to, because I knew that I was giving my body what it needed with mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
And just like when we had that business meeting with the lady at the Mexican restaurant, and I was there an hour and a half early, and I thought about your Mexican story, and I did not eat all of those chips. And when she came, she ordered some more. I didn't have any more. I was mindfully eating and enjoying her company. That's what one thing we're encouraged. Enjoy the purpose of fellowship. Yes, we do have to eat, but we don't have to eat our troubles away with an extra bite of this or extra bite of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels good to know it was a little different. Oh, did I throw the box away? Oh man, I threw the box away. I had my first pizza in 3 years. Black owned business was having a celebration, and what I did is I actually bought my a friend lunch, and I bought me a pizza as well, and it didn't make me crave everything. I ate my pizza, I had my salad, and I was okay. I wasn't craving another pizza the next day. And on top of that, today I just had a salad. So the difference is before, when we were not as aware, we're overeating and eating our troubles away. And what I'm learning as I'm getting out in the community is to balance it. And I've been eating out a bit because we've had occasions to be eating out, but I balance it. I balance what I'm eating, and I'm balancing when I'm eating, and I make sure I'm hydrated, and I'm thinking. And half of that thinking is rest. Take a little bit more rest.
Mm-hmm.
Take a little bit more rest.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're learning and growing, you have to give yourself space to grow.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely that's absolutely true. You have to give yourself space to grow and time to learn. And you do that by experiencing life, by going out
Yes.
and doing things so you can practice your skills, right?
Oh,
So you can
yes.
practice what to say, practice what to choose, practice how to act, right? So
Yes.
it's learned by doing, right? This is
Yes.
learned by doing. You can see it, somebody can talk about it, and when you go and you experience it for your own self, it's
Yes.
it accelerates the learning, right? It accelerates the
Yes.
learning. Then you can go back and then you can teach it. Then you can teach it to somebody else. And
Oh,
that
yes.
and Deborah Ann, that is what I'm doing. Once I lost
Yes.
this weight and figured out how to keep it off, and once I kind of scoped it out, I was like, I have got to tell other people. I want other people to
Yes.
know what's possible for them because I'm special for sure, but I am not so special that this is only for me. If I can do it after 40 years, after 700 pounds, after every diet out there, I know if you're able to look in the mirror and have this fundamental understanding that I unconsciously eat too much of the wrong stuff for the wrong reasons, Mind Over Meals is for you. I Am Brand New Now
Yes.
is for you. Women Losing Weight Together support group is for you. Prescriptive writing is for you. Michelle at michellepettis.com is for you. If now if you have a hormone problem, if you have a thyroid problem, if you have a medical condition, if you have some other things that are going on with you, then you need to consult your doctor, right? I mean,
Yes.
before you do anything, consult the doctor. But if if your situation is stress eating, emotional overeating, yo-yo dieting, cravings, binges, we got something for you. You can write your way through that. You can reprogram your way through all of those things step by step. But you
Yes.
just got to be ready. You got to want it. You have to have desire for the thing that's on the other side and know that it's available to you. Know that it's for you.
Let's
That's
say
the
this
thing.
also. If your doctor is giving you as an option the weight loss surgery, if they're giving you as an option shots and pills where that cost more than $500, Mind Over Meals is for you. Before you give that 500, come and listen and learn from Mind Over Meals to be encouraged to know that you can do whatever the doctor's encouraging to do, but with a made up mind that you know you are going to be successful. This is the problem because after they give you the shots and after they give you the surgeries, they very few of them offer support. But just like we did in school, each year we learned, and Mind Over Meal is going to teach you techniques and strategies so that you're going to be walking in it while you're prepping for your surgeries, while you're prepping for your shots. After the surgery is over, when you start having a tough time, you're going to give yourself grace because Mind Over Meals teaches you how to give yourself grace, what to say to yourself, what to write to yourself, how to process it, and how to know each new day. Just like Jesus says, it's a new day every day. Your mercies is new every day. And you're going to take some of that stuff you learned at church and you're going to say, oh, okay. Because you are never going to be going wrong. Even when you slip up, you're still going right.
Mm-hmm.
I just encourage them, Michelle. I just know that to be true. I just
And
know
so
that to be
I
true.
would, I want to talk about what you just said, even when you slip up, because
Hmm.
so understand that slipping up, making a mistake, even relapse is part of the process.
Yeah.
It is not a reason to beat yourself up. And
Yes.
giving yourself grace in this piece is I want to explain to you because you are learning something new. You are learning how to manage your emotions and food in a way that you have never learned how to do it before. If you already knew how to do it, then you would already know how to do it, and this wouldn't be a problem. So you wouldn't mess up. But some things, when you're learning a new skill, the only way for you to learn how to do it right, is to do it wrong.
That's
That
it.
is think about when you were coloring, right? When you were a kid and you were in kindergarten, they gave you the crayons. When you were coloring all outside the lines. Here's a little picture,
Okay.
here's a little butterfly, here's a little flower, and your crayon is all over the page. That's because you're figuring it out.
That's it.
You don't give a kid a picture book and a crayon, and the very first time they color, everything is inside the lines. It doesn't happen
Mhm.
that way. The stuff is all over the page, and they hand it to you like, and you like, oh, thank you, baby. This is sweet. This is beautiful. And it's like
Yes,
all the
Lord.
colors are matte. They don't know. And it's the
Exactly.
same thing when we're learning how to manage emotions in food, when we've never been taught or done it in the past. So you
Yes.
can't you can't beat yourself up. You may think you ought to know, but if you don't know, you don't know. If you've never
That's
been
it.
taught, and if you've never been taught, you just have never been taught. But you have the
Yes.
capacity to learn. We all do.
Yes.
We just have
There
to
you
be.
go.
We have to, be willing to take it one step at a time. It is not a moral failure not to know something. It is not a
That's
moral
right.
failing not to know. It's not. And so what I'm committed to doing,
Mhm.
I'm committed to teaching anybody that's anywhere near me everything I know about how to handle emotions and food.
Okay.
I'm not gonna help you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna
Mhm.
show you. I'm gonna teach you so that you don't need me. I mean, I hope you
That's
stay
right.
around, right? I hope we stay connected.
Yes.
We support one another. I support you. You
Mhm.
support me. Because we
Mhm.
always need to be supporting one another as we grow and move through this, because they are always going to be sending us stuff in this toxic food environment, calling it food when it's not food. There's always going to be
Yes.
stuff that's going to be going on that is going to make us feel some kind of way. There's life is
Yes.
all life life is always going to be happening.
Yes.
So, and because life is always going to be happening, it makes it even more important to be conscious about what we're eating, because life is
Yes.
always going to be happening. And so, I I I told this happened to me. I think Deborah and I told you about this already. Earlier
Mhm.
this week, I lost a check. I found a check. I lost a check. I lost a check. I found a check. I got some. I mean, it was just up and down, right? But it was anxiety, it was frustration, it was anger, it was like, what? How on earth did you do that? Right? It was all these balls of emotion, but none of those emotions were hunger. None of those
Yes.
things that happened were things to eat about.
Yes.
And I think about all the times in the past when I would have,
Oh yes.
right?
Oh yes.
Just
Oh yes.
because it's reflex, because it's instinct. When we
Mm.
start changing them to, oh, this isn't frustration. I mean, this isn't hunger. This is
Yes.
frustration. If I eat now, that's not going to put me any closer to finding this check that I lost.
That's right.
All right,
That's right.
this is not going to solve the problem. So when we get really clear on what our problem is, we focus on solving the problem. And when you solve the
That's it.
problem, the desire to eat to solve the problem goes away.
And also, Michelle encourages us to eat natural food because when we eat food that's natural and whole, it goes to our brains. And when we get stressed, our brains can help us to make a better decision. It'll break up that desire to want to go to carbs. It still exists, but it's not as heavy. I'm in it for 34 months in my journey, and I we had a Juneteenth event, and I gave my I gave my macaroni and cheese to an older lady. She says, "Oh, I need this because she wants to gain weight." Of course, she's 20 years older than I am, and I can just eat the protein and the vegetable, and I was happy with that. Whereas before, I like macaroni and cheese, but I realized that first of all, it's probably not very good because you got to know how to cook macaroni. We don't just eat everybody's macaroni. But second of all, I knew that this was just lunch. So the war wasn't coming to an end. We were having a celebration, and I don't have to eat all I can eat to be all I can be. And
Yes.
that's going to give you support. That's going to give you that support when you're fellowshipping, when you are those of you who are the black sheep of your family, those of you who carry what happened to you when you were 12 years old on your shoulder like a bracelet. You're gonna learn. You can drop that down a little bit. You don't have to carry it here. It happened. It's okay. Guess what? We don't have to eat about it. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm. That's
Oh,
it.
this is her favorite thing to say, Michelle. This is your favorite thing. The only purpose for eating is nutrition and energy.
That's it.
And when you realize that, when you get all stressed out and you realize that, you're gonna say, "Hey, you know what? I bet I'm just thirsty. I bet I'm dehydrated. Let me have a drink of water."
Mm-hmm.
Not
Mm-hmm.
I gotta have a Coke. Not I gotta have some juice. Let me have some water because this is natural. Your brain recognizes this.
Yes. Yes.
These
Your
are the types of
brain.
things
Yes.
that she teaches us, and it empowers us. So no matter how much weight you have to lose, no matter what the family said about you, no matter what your boyfriend did, no matter what your children did, you ain't got to eat about it, honey. You do not.
You don't have
But
to eat
when
about
your brain's going to help you process it, and some things are just going to be less important,
it. Mm-hmm.
and it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is so okay.
Something's going to be less important. And
Yes.
we're gonna dive much deeper into this. I
Yes.
know I know we're about to come to the close of our time together, but
Okay.
I don't want us to shut down without us talking about this online retreat, Mind Over Meals, is coming up. It's going to start on July the 8th. So
Yes.
on July the 8th for 8 days,
Okay.
8 days is a Tuesday through a Tuesday.
Okay.
We'll be together for an hour from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time or Central Standard, whichever one you're on. And we're gonna be breaking it apart.
How much
We're
does it
gonna be
cost?
it, it's free.
What?
It's free. But
Wow.
let me say this. Let me say this. It does require an investment.
Okay.
It requires you to be willing to make an investment of your time, an investment of your time for your own self. You
That's
have to
right.
you ev- in with every single bite, with every single word, with every single movement. This is about you making a decision about whether or not you're worth it. How much you're willing to invest in your life. How much you're willing to invest in your health. How much are you willing to invest in your joy to feel better,
Yes.
right? How much? How
Yes.
much? How much are you worth?
Yes.
Because this information, the information that we do in the retreat, I do charge my high paying clients, my private clients, real money for it, right? But I do this retreat. I mean, full what do you call it, full transparency, and I
Yes.
take people in the retreat through a mini version of what I do with my paid private clients for people to see if this is for them, because it's not for everybody.
Yes.
What I teach is so completely different than what you have tried in the past. And it's
Yes.
completely different from what you tried in the past because that stuff in the past didn't work.
Don't work. That's it.
So
That's
it's
it.
got to be completely different. So I do the stuff. I teach you. I teach you. I show you. I give you the tools so that you can take your brain back. And when you take your
Yes.
brain back, you take your body back. I
Yes.
teach you how to rewire your thought, your believing, so that your desire for that which is going to serve you and honor you is stronger than for your desire for that which will give you ill health. I teach you that. I teach you that in 8 days. But the reason that you would want to stay, the reason that you would want to be a part of the full community for 52 weeks is because to get the support and it becoming a part of who you are, to get the support for the transformation. Because we get information all the time. We find,
Yes.
we can know intellectually how to do it, but the implementation and the execution and the practice and the support
Yes.
and the reinforcement, that's when community comes in. That's when community support comes in. And
That's right.
that's when change is accelerated. So yeah, for that 8 days, I'm gonna give you all the tools. I'm gonna give you all the information. You're gonna intellectually know the what, the who, what, where, when, what. You're gonna know that. But
That's
then
right.
comes the work of applying that so that you're applying that every day so that your life can be different. And I promise you, people don't make promises in this industry, but I'm gonna tell you, I will promise you your life will be different. Your life will be changed. And the
Amen.
reason is, not that there's anything so special about me, is that you'll be in community with a partner learning how to work through 52 different emotions.
That's it.
52 different emotions that you will no longer confuse with hunger. The
Come on
52
now.
different emotions that you will know how to manage.
Mm.
And if you never lose a single pound, you will. But if you never lose a single pound, just imagine the power and the freedom and the joy that will come from no longer being in bondage to emotions that you don't know how to navigate.
Come on now. Michelle, you are just so kind to give us this time. As we wrap up, and I know you have to go, I want everybody to look in the description. The only information in the description is Michelle's Mind Over Meal. The link is there. Sign up. Michelle, or you can sign on while you're at work. Put some headphones in your ear and take a listen, honey. And she does
And
offer. Go
And
ahead.
also, Michelle, or you can the sessions will be recorded. So
Yeah.
if you can't be there in person, you can sign up for the VIP package and get replays of the sessions. So
Oh,
that
that's
you
wonderful.
can get access to the information. There's a workbook that's
Oh,
involved in that
yes, that's
VIP
right.
package. There's a workbook. There's a copy of my book, and then there's an extra writing workshop that you get an invitation to.
Oh,
So
wonderful.
that's available to you.
Okay, wonderful. Before you leave, I want to reiterate one thing I would like for you to. And when you said this is the answer that I want you to give, the desire to that will serve you and honor you is more than the desire to eat. So the question I'm going to ask you is, when people say I don't have any willpower, when we people say, oh Lord, I it's just the food, I just can't stop eating it, and oh Lord, I just don't know what is we gonna do. I just don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I don't have a honey bun. I just don't know. So that's
Yeah,
the question.
that's the question. All right. So I, I'm going to answer this question a couple of different ways. I got a couple of different answers for you.
Okay.
There was like one of the very first people that I coached, Shay. I'm going to call her out. We were in session one time, and she looked at me and she said, "You know, Michelle, you know how to suck the joy out of eating." This is what she said to me. You can suck the joy out of eating. And I said to her, yes, I can.
Right.
And but I wanna say that with the caveat. I can suck the joy out of you eating stuff that will kill you, that will send your
Okay.
health into decline. That I see that as my one purpose in life. Yes, I will. I'm gonna do everything that I can so that you have no desire to eat that will not allow you to live at a higher level. But for the food, and you mentioned it earlier, Deborah Ann, for that which is nourishing and nutritious, fresh fruits and vegetables, high quality protein, we're gonna love on that, right? We're gonna love on
That's
that
true.
because that is life giving. That is life giving. I'm getting right. I want you to have that. I want you to have as much of that as you need to be nourished and healthy. But the
Yes.
other stuff, that other stuff, right, that I know is not going to give you what you really want. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can talk about that because I can talk about sugar.
Yes.
I just think. Here's what I want you to think about. When you think about anything that has sugar in it, anything. Look, you look on the back of the packages and you see it. When you think about sugar, we are accustomed and marketed to think about, oh, it's so sweet, and so it tastes good. Just the fact that it's sweet. But there are other considerations that we must have before we eat anything. First of all, is it really food? Is it safe?
All right now.
Is it nourishing? And here's what I think about sugar. It will rot your teeth. It you know how hard your teeth are?
Mhm.
Sugar has the power to rot teeth.
Mhm.
But and so you have got to ask yourself, what is it doing to the rest of your body? If it will rot your teeth, what is it doing when it's inside your body?
Mhm.
Why would you why would you want something that would rot your teeth inside your body?
Mhm.
It is a highly addictive substance. People get addicted to it, they can't stop eating it. And when they get addicted to it and they can't stop eating it, if for some reason they develop diabetes, right? And they're still addicted to it, what happens when you get diabetes? The people with diabetes have trouble with their eyesight. They go blind, they can't see, their limbs are amputated. Their feet are amputated, their legs are amputated, they're being pushed around in wheelchairs. They have
Mhm.
all sorts of other internal issues going on because they're thinking about how sweet this thing tastes rather than what the actual impact is on your body. So when you start to practice over and over and over again what you think about when you eat this stuff, the truth of it. So I want you to imagine that if for 52 weeks, for 365 days, every time the thought of something sweet came into your mind, you just remembered what I just said. How much desire would you have for it a year from now?
Okay.
And
Sounds good.
everybody has got to think of their own thing. But I'm saying this from my heart. I'm saying this from all transparency. I am a sugar addict. I'm a sugar addict. I'm a sugar addict. I'm a food addict in recovery. I am the person that used to go to Starbucks. I would get the banana bread, the lemon bread, and the sweet potato bread. All three of those little pound cake. I would get three slices of each. Not three. I would get a total of three slices. A slice of each one of them. A cup of coffee with Splenda, and eat all three of those things while I'm there in the Starbucks.
Mhm.
That's addiction. That's sugar. That's refined
Mhm.
food. That's the fact that it was so palatable. I could I could eat it in about 3 minutes.
Mhm.
I could eat it maybe even less than that. Because each one of those little pieces of bread is like 4 bites. It slides right
Mhm.
down your throat. You don't even have to chew it.
Mhm.
And and at the end of it, I'm not even satisfied because there's nothing nutritious inside of it.
Yes.
There's no nutritional value. And
Yes.
but my point is now when I go into a Starbucks, and I have occasion to go in there from time to time for something, I walk right past I walk right past those things. I don't even think about them. Sometimes I look
Mhm.
at them, but when I look at them, all I see is poison. All I see is something that I don't want in my body. I don't have to use willpower. Here's a secret. Here's a secret answer to your question.
Mhm.
If you have no desire for something, You
That's the
do not
that's
have to
it.
use willpower, self
There you
control,
go.
or self discipline
There you go.
to resist it.
There you go. I'm
If
writing
you
that
don't
down again.
if you don't have desire for it. So secret, the secret that they don't tell you is manage your desire. Kill, I will teach you how to kill the desire for that which no longer serves you and your body and your life and how you want to show up. Kill the desire for all the stuff that blocks you from that. And once you kill the desire, you have no reason to go back. You don't have to use willpower or self control or self discipline because you don't want it. That's why you can talk to people who may look like they are an average weight or a normal weight or whatever, a pleasing weight, if you will. And you'll talk to them and you'll say, "What do you eat?" And they'll say, "Oh, I eat everything I want. I eat anything I want."
Mhm.
And I used to have skinny friends that would say things to me like that, right? And I would be like, "Why are you lying to me? You eat anything you want, and how could you be that size and eat anything you want?" And here's what I didn't realize is that they had no desire to eat any other way.
Exactly.
When you change your desire, so I can say, I eat anything I want. I eat. I'm the same size now as I was in 2019 when I lost weight. I eat anything I want every day. But I have trained myself to only want that stuff that is going to serve my body, honor my body, my brain, and allow me to show up the way that I want to show up. I don't have any desire for stuff that I used to eat that is not good for me.
That's
And the way
awesome.
and the way is we start to research it. We start to look at it. We start to read the packages and see what's in that. What does that mean?
Yes.
And get our information right from some trusted sources, not from the people that are trying to sell it to us at a higher price and to eat more of it.
Yes.
This is how we take our brains back. That's what
Yes.
that's what I say to the person that talks about self-control, willpower, and self-discipline. The key is desire. Change your desire, you change everything else.
That's awesome, Michelle. Thank you so much. Look in the comments, I mean, the description, y'all. Sign up. We would love to have you. Thank you, Michelle. And I'll look forward to speaking with you next week. Thank you so
Next
much. Peace and
Thursday.
hair
Thank
grease.
thank you, Deborah Ann. We'll talk to you.
Okay. Bye bye. Talk to
Bye
you.
bye.
Bye bye.